Okay, today's going to be a quick and easy pasta lunch idea. Just going to be some whole wheat pasta with some sauteed cabbage, peanut butter, soy, little dressing we're going to make up for it, and we'll finish it off with a bit of sesame oil. The sauce for this dish is super simple. You're just going to add the peanut butter and the soy sauce. I mean, you could do this in a bowl, but it's much easier just to put it into a jar, put the lid on, and just shake it up. You got to shake it for about 30 seconds to a minute until it gets all incorporated, and then the sauce is pretty much done. So I'm going to carry on shaking this, and then we'll head to the stove. Alrighty, as you see, I got some water on the boil. Just going to add a bit of salt to it, and then we're going to drop in the pasta. Next step is to get your sesame oil. Add about a teaspoon to the pan, just a little bit, and we'll dump the cabbage in. So we'll just mix that in a little bit. Try and get the cabbage all coated in the sesame oil, and we'll also add a little bit of salt. And you see my cabbage is sauteing away quite nicely here. Now if it starts to get too black on the bottom, like you're getting some little burnt bits, it's not a problem. Just go ahead and get a little bit of the pasta water. Chuck it on in there, give it a mix around, and that'll deglaze the bottom a little bit. Don't forget to mix your pasta around a little bit every once in a while, and that'll prevent it to sticking on the bottom of the pot there. So as you can see, I've got my cabbage nicely sauteed there, and there's a little bit of good fond on the bottom from the cabbage. My pasta took 10 minutes to cook. If yours is going to be quicker, just start the cabbage a bit before that. Put the pasta straight in from the water, and you want to drag a little bit of the pasta water in there with it, and that'll help to deglaze the pan once you get all the pasta in there. Alright, just give this a little mix around. Now I didn't get quite enough water in there with it, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of the pasta water, and we'll get that all mixed in. At this point, you can turn the heat off. Once you got your cabbage and pasta incorporated, just get your sauce, tip it all over, and you can mix that in. You can put this back just on a low heat, just to let the sauce thicken up a little bit. Now once it's on this low heat, don't leave it on here for too long, because otherwise you'll overcook your pasta. About a minute or so should be more than enough. Okay, I just garnished it off with a little bit of spring onion. You could put some sesame seeds on there. You could also add any type of protein you want to this, but I like it just like this. Here's another quick lunch for you. I've just cooked off some bulgur here. You could use any type of grain or anything you want. I've also used couscous in the past, but I've already cooked this one off. I've put a little bit of salt with chipotle powder just to spice it up a little bit. You can also leave it out if you don't want the spice. And I've already chopped up some cucumber and tomato. With the cucumber, I just split it in half and remove the seeds. It'll be too wet if you leave the seeds in there. Okay, also here, I've got some chickpeas. I just took them out of a can, drained them off, and I'm just gonna hit these with a little bit of olive oil. And I've got a little spice mixed up. The exact amount of ingredients will be on the website, traditionalwhatnot.com. But in here is just some smoked paprika, garlic onion powder, salt, a few other little bits and pieces. So we're just going to spread this on. So we'll mix them all up, and then we'll stick these into a 200-degree preheated oven. And, just give them a mix every once in a while, but it should take about 15 minutes, and they'll get nicely toasted and a little bit crispy. Okay, for the dressing, super simple one. Got some tahini in there. I've got the juice of half a lemon, and I'm just going to give it a little shake of salt, and we'll start to mix this up. As you can see, it takes a little bit to come together, but just keep mixing it with a spoon there. Doesn't take too long. I've just got a little bit of water, and you just add a little bit at a time and keep mixing it in. So just add a little bit of water at the start. Keep mixing it up. As you can see, it's got a much lighter colour, and that's what you're kind of looking for. Once your chickpeas are done, it should be nice and tasty, a little bit crunchy. They're really good. Also, instead of adding the chipotle powder to the bulgur or whatever grain you use, you could also just add it to the chickpeas, and that won't be so hot, but still really, really good. Okay, so add your bulgur and tomato and your cucumber. I like to mix this together just a little bit. All right, then your chickpeas. Don't be shy with the chickpeas either. They're really, really good like this. And we'll give it a little drizzle of the dressing. Then we'll finish it off with a little bit of spring onion. And there you go. So, now comes time to eat it. I love to eat meat, don't get me wrong, but I'd eat this any day of the week.